guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Pilela, aka Mrs. Mom, and thank you so much for tuning into this video. In today's video I'm answering some of your questions on how I got my snapback, and I use this because that time is relevant and open to interpretation to everyone. Everything I've been doing since birth, healing and everything. I also posted a question poll thing on my Instagram, which you should follow me, by the way. I'm at Pilela, and I asked if you have any questions, just shout and then I'll answer everything in one video, because I have been receiving quite a lot of questions from you ladies. Mostly moms to be are interested in how has the journey been, things that I've used to prepare, and just that whole bit. So I'm going to be answering some questions, showing you my progress photos of how it was after I gave birth, inserting some clips because I have been documenting everything. So if you're interested in that video, please continue to watch. But before we can get started, make sure that you thumbs up this video, subscribe. It's absolutely free, and we just hit 5,000 subscribers, which I'm so excited about, and I officially wanted to welcome all the new subbies. And let's get started. Okay, so I know that this video is going to be a bit long, so grab yourself a drink, pause the video, come back, grab yourself a drink, a snack or whatever. I am having a brown juice with the straw because I don't want to miss my lipstick, and I can finally indulge. So yeah, so I think the first thing I will do is I'm on my phone, and I just wanna get all the questions first, and then I'll hopefully just go through everything. I have quite a few questions, as you can see, and I'm gonna try to answer as efficiently as possible because I don't want this video to be really long and I tend to babble. So yeah, also I'm not gonna mention the people who ask these questions because yeah, that's just gonna take time. She said, the first one said that I feel like there's pressure on women to snap back after giving birth. Did you also feel it? Absolutely. I felt it. I still feel it. I think the expectation on women to grow this human, and when they're pregnant their bodies are celebrated as they're growing this miracle, and as soon as you give birth it's like, okay, what's happening with your body? You need to do something about it. You know, they're never given the benefit of the doubt. It's this wild expectation, and I really don't like it. I think everyone feels that. If you say you didn't feel that, then I don't know, maybe you're just oblivious to it. But there's definitely that pressure on each and every single woman, and the reality is that if it took you 9 months to grow that human, to get your body to be in that state, to be ready, as in like gaining the weight, nurturing this human, it's not going to take you 2 weeks to snap back. You know what I'm saying? It's probably going to take you 9 months, another 9 months for you at least, to go back to original shape, to heal and all of that. Because when you're pregnant and when you give birth, that's a life-altering event. You know what I'm saying? It's a life and death situation. So many things can happen. Your body works so hard to perform this miracle. So yeah, I'm blabbling, but yes, I definitely did feel pressure. And then the second person said, is it safe to have alcohol while breastfeeding? I'm not breastfeeding. Cheers. I'm not breastfeeding. I've explained this quite a few times, but people continuously ask me this question. Yes, the original plan was to breastfeed. However, at the beginning I wasn't producing any milk. I had to like squeeze my boobs for the milk to come out. I think that my what do they call it, but like your pores and your nipples, they were closed, they weren't open, so there wasn't milk flowing. And I tried so many things. I got the prescription pills to produce more milk, of which they worked, but I feel like I needed a few more refills, of which those pills you can only get them via prescription. I ate more, I drank more, because in order for you to produce milk you need to drink a lot of fluids like teas, juice, a lot of water. You just have to eat for two, I guess, so that your milk production is up. And I tried all of that, especially because I went home and my mom was like, how are you not producing milk? You know what I'm saying? Of which at that time I was producing milk, it just wasn't enough. And the thing with Paris is that when she eats, she binges. So she's like she's not a patient person. So when I was breastfeeding her, she would be mad and she would cry and she'd be restless because I wasn't producing enough milk. My milk wasn't coming out fast enough. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So with the bottle, she can suck as hard as she wants, and when she actually drinks her milk, she could even choke herself because she binges so much. So at the beginning, I tried to use my breast pump. My breast pump was trash, I'm sorry to say, but it just didn't work for me. And so I had to manually squeeze my boobs and like hold it and just squeeze it so that the milk would drip onto the bottle, of which that was very time consuming, of which I didn't have the pleasure of having time and all of that. So after a while I just gave up, you know what I'm saying, because it was exhausting. B, I wasn't producing enough milk. C, my baby was used to formula, so I was just like, it's fine, she will do with formula, you know what I'm saying. She is growing, she hasn't had any problems. And with that, someone asked in my last video, she was like, you mentioned that you're using Purity. Don't they only recommend that for babies who are 6 months plus? Yes, they do. However, with Paris, the thing is that when she was only drinking milk, she wasn't getting full. So newborns are supposed to feed 2 hours, like 2 hours later. And with Paris is that she would maybe sleep for like 30 minutes and then she'd get up and then she'd be crying because she wasn't getting full. She would literally drink the milk and pee it out, if that makes sense. So she needed something of substance. So my mom had recommended, and my mother-in-law recommended, that we put some Purity inside her milk, but a low amount, a small amount, yes. So when I would say she was 3 weeks plus or something, we started putting Purity inside her milk, and there was a huge improvement from that. She was sleeping for longer intervals, she wasn't as restless, she was just more of what a normal baby should be, which is that babies should eat and sleep, eat and sleep, eat and sleep type of thing. So I had to do it, although also it's only recommended for babies who are 6 months plus. Some babies just don't get full, so I did that because it worked for me. And the milk that I was using before was Nan Supreme. And then when we went to the pediatrician for the 6 week plus, he asked how's she doing and everything. Then I told her that we are substituting with Purity, and then he said we are lucky that she didn't get like an allergic reaction or something, because babies are not fit to digest the Purity and everything. I was like, no, she's fine. So then he recommended that we switch over to Lactogen 1, which supposedly makes babies feel fuller rather than the other brands of milk. So probably it's a little bit thicker, of which I did switch over to the Lactogen, but I still use Purity in her because when she just drinks milk purely, she is not happy at all. So I hope that settles it for once and for all. I'm not breastfeeding, she's exclusively on formula. And then someone else asked, are you already exercising or is your tummy naturally going back in place? I have not started exercising. I'm currently 7 weeks postpartum. Today is the 5th of April, so when I gave birth it was 12th of February. So I guess next week or something will be officially 2 months or whatever, I'm not sure. I have not started exercising because I wanted to wait for my 6 week checkup and just for the doctor to give me a clear, like, cool, you can exercise. Excuse me. So I thought that the 6 week checkup would be more intense, you know what I'm saying. But basically the 6 week checkup is just for you to go there for family planning, of which I think you could go to a GP rather than a gynae. But anyway, I did that and I got the implant which you're going to see in my vlog somewhere. I got the implants done. That goes for 3 years. It was 2,500 in case you're interested. So yeah, I have not started exercising. I've just been using my belly band, and I also tie like a scarf over it because right now it's not tight enough. And then someone's asking, I'm 4 months pregnant, wanted to know which vitamins you are taking for development. I was taking folic acid, I think that's what it's called, as well as Prego Plus, the purple vitamins, the ones that come 3 in a tray. So they have calcium, amino acids, as well as essential vitamins. You can get those over the counter from Clicks. I think they're like 270 or something. So yeah. And then someone asked, are you glad you had natural birth than C-section, and how long are you gonna wait for Paris to have a sibling? I am glad I had a natural birth because I recovered so quickly. I was able to go out, I would say 2 or 3 days after Paris was born. So Paris was born on the 12th, and then we slept over at the hospital. We were discharged on the 13th. During Valentine's Day, we were out at Tasha's with her. So I was able to walk, run around, not literally run around, but you know, my recovery turnaround time was pretty quick. So definitely happy that I did natural birth, but I think it's all the same as long as your baby is healthy and you are healthy and you are able to deliver well. I don't think there's any form of delivery that is more superior than the other. It's all the same, just depends on your personal preference. For me, I happy that I did natural birth simply because of how quickly I recovered. And I know with the C-section that you are just out, you know what I'm saying, you can't move, you can't wear a belly band, you can't do anything because of the operation. So yeah. How long am I gonna wait for Paris to have a sibling? I'm good with the one. I've covered this before. I'm not looking to have another child. Yeah, that's the right. Cheers. And then someone asked, no question, you look hotter, with the smiley face emojis right here. Thank you. I tried. It's a try. You like them both. That was literally my approach towards this pregnancy, was that do not let yourself go, because with pregnancy so many things changes and your looks change. Let's just be honest and say it brutally. But like, you don't look like your original self because you are so swollen, of which that was my case also. I'm not saying I was immune, but I was just wearing makeup to me. The camera stopped recording, but basically what I was saying is that when you're pregnant you have a lot of water retention, which is what I had. Although I had gained weight, but I also had so much water retention. I couldn't see my ankles, like I don't even have ankles. My feet were so swollen. I was wearing flat shoes for like the last 3 months of my pregnancy. 2 pairs of flat shoes. That was the only thing I was wearing. Everything else couldn't fit. My face was huge. You guys saw this. You saw me, but it's just that I was wearing makeup to try and hide things, and I was contouring my face so much. But last trimester had me. So, and then someone's asking, how did you lose belly fat? Continuing from what I was saying, I had a lot of retention. As much as I gained weight, but it was more water retention than anything, of which it goes down after you give birth. You know what I'm saying? So let's say if you've gained 10 kgs of weight in your pregnancy, 5 kgs is probably the water retention, because you can evidently see it all over your body, from your feet, your legs. My legs were so big, your face, your arms, it's everywhere. And I had that, a lot of that. And when I would explain to people that it's not fat, it's water retention, they were like, you fat, you know. But now you can actually tell that it was literally water retention, to such a point that when I went home and I got home, my father thought that I was sick because of how swollen I was. My mom was telling me and she was just laughing at me, and she was like, yo, like she was saying I didn't look good because of how swollen I was. Like you could tell that I had given birth, you know what I'm saying? Old people can tell. I don't know how you can tell, but she was like, you are very swollen. I was like, yes, because I had a lot of water retention. So when I was pregnant, and the day I was giving birth, I think I was 77. I think I was 77 kilograms, of which before I was pregnant I was 60 kgs. So I had gained about 17 kgs, and when Paris was born she was 2.8 kgs. So yeah, and when I went for my 6-week checkup last week, I was 69 kgs. So I would say the actual 9 kgs that are left that are like in excess are the actual fat that I have accumulated. But prior to that, I would definitely say that I had water retention. So this lady was asking, how did you lose the belly fat? I haven't lost the belly fat, that's the thing. I've just lost the water retention. As you will see in the clips that I will be inserting, I am still round around the edges. And someone else asked, how long did your bleeding last? I would say it lasted between 7 to 10 days, but I would say 7 days mostly. Yeah, because by the time I went home, no, I was still bleeding. 7 to 10 days, yes. Another lady asked, hey, I'm 30 weeks, any tips on how to prepare nipples for feeding? I was using a nipple cream from the beginning of my 3rd trimester, just making sure that you moisturize them. If you don't have nipple cream, you can just use Vaseline, moisturize them extra. Yeah, but don't just treat them as normal if you're planning to breastfeed. Like massage them to make them as soft as possible. And then someone else is asking, how did you treat your tear down there? Okay, so when I gave birth, I definitely did tear in several places. So when I got stitches, I didn't get stitches in one place. I got stitches in several places. I think I got stitches in 3 or 4 places. What did I use after that? I used Dettol as well as a rough salt. So I was just putting that in my bath water. I know they say that you need to put it in a bucket with hot water and then my steam down there. For me, I tried to do that once, but because the water was so hot, the bucket got wobbly. So I was just like, oh, this is just too much admin. Because I also didn't like squatting after I gave birth. It was painful. So I was just like, it's fine. When I take a bath, I will put it in my bath water. It's all going in the same place, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things that made me heal super quick, you know what I'm saying? Because within a week after, I was feeling so much better, although I wasn't completely healed, but I could tell such a huge difference. So yeah, use a generous amount of Dettol, a generous amount of rough salt, just rough salts that you get from the grocery store. It doesn't need to be a special salt or whatever. And then someone asked, I noticed you left the house before 3 months with Paris. What's your belief regarding that? Guys, Paris gomlungu. Nearly panikama. Gomlungu. I don't know what you want from me. I'm joking, but with us, that's sort of how we are treating her, you know what I'm saying? I don't follow things that I don't understand with me. I don't understand, why would you not leave the house with your child? Why would you do certain things? So if I don't understand the logic behind it, then I'm not gonna follow it. So as I said, 3 days after Paris was born, we were at Tasha's. She was there, you know what I'm saying? Yes, we were covering her with a blanket, but it wasn't her, but like how elderly people would do it. Like they would literally bring a whole blanket for her. We just had a receiving blanket as well as her normal blanket that she uses, and she was fine. She hasn't been sick, she's fine. But also, if I gave birth in winter, then of course I wouldn't leave the house with her if it was cold, but it was hot, so it was fine. I don't have those belief systems. Paris goes out with us all the time. She's fine. I just don't believe those belief systems. Also, I think it's different when you're living in a small town versus living in a big city. Obviously in a small town, but there's a lot of witchcraft going on. There's a lot of witchcraft going on, and you can sense when your child is not fine. But in a big city, she's fine. Does that make sense? Please leave me your thoughts on that. How did you deal with your baby with regards to leaving the house prior 3 months? But I feel like she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. How did you prepare for the pain of birth? I hear squats are helpful to minimize the pain. Guys, I think labor is painful no matter what you do. This is one of the things I realized when I gave birth. I was so glad I didn't go to prenatal classes, because I really wanted to go there, but I was so glad I didn't go because I felt like it was going to be a waste of time. Your body knows what to do. Trust your body. Yes, I was extremely scared, like I was terrified, but when it came down to like 1 or 2 months before she was born, I got over being scared, and I was just like, let's do this. I was excited. I was ready for her to come. Like I was ready for her to come. I was tired of being pregnant, and I was just like, so many women have given birth and they've made it. People have 5, 6 kids, they've made it. And the main thing that I was telling myself, I was like, these lay queens is their style, and they've made it. Why wouldn't I make it? Not to say that there's any wrong with slay queens, but there's some people who don't seem strong, who just seem like, oh, I'm such a softie, but they've given birth and they are fine. So that was like my main motivator. I was just like, if they can do it, then I can do it. I did not exercise at all during the duration of my pregnancy. I was tired, I was lazy. Although before I got pregnant, I was exercising 5 days a week. I was absolutely fit. I had the figure of the nation, I was just that girl, which we are going back to that. But yeah. And peeing for the first time after birth, how was the pain between the scale of 1 to 10? It was a 10. It was a 10. It was so painful that I would close my eyes. I'd be like, when something is painful to me, I just close my eyes. I don't know why, but it was absolutely painful. Peeing the first week, I would say, what I would do is that I would drink a whole lot of water, so that when I would pee, I'd pee like once. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do like those small in between urine bathroom breaks. I would go to the bathroom 3 or 4 times. So I would then mean until like my bladder's full, and then I'd go to the bathroom because of how painful it was. And then what do you eat in a day? Guys, I'm a normal human being. I don't eat anything special. I eat cereal, I eat bread, I eat leftover dinner from last night. Sometimes I eat takeaways. Nothing special. However, as I will be embarking on a fitness journey starting this week, I will be documenting everything. But for the most part, there's absolutely nothing special, and I really don't want to put pressure on new moms to eat certain things or whatever. I've seen another lady that I follow, Nunkuleko something, I don't know, I forgot her surname, but she was writing she wrote what she ate in a day, and she was writing that for breakfast she would have coffee with no sugar, no milk, and she'd have 2 eggs and a grapefruit. And I was like, Kanchani, I'm not doing those things. I eat when I'm hungry. When I'm not hungry, I don't eat. It's as simple as that. I'm also aware of the things that make me fat and the things that keep me fine. I just eat a lot of veggies and a lot of fruits. But I don't starve myself. But I would say being a new mom, you forget to eat sometimes because of how busy you are and how much exercise you're getting, because you're constantly holding your baby, picking her up, throwing her up in the air, you know what I'm saying? So you are literally working out all day, every day, even at night when the baby's up and you're carrying her. That is a workout. Your arms are literally getting a workout. So I would say I can see how you lose weight. I can see how I'm losing weight because of just those minor things that you do. And oh my god, I'm gonna try to make this fast, but like, yeah. After how long did the Tinkerbell heal, and what helped you heal? I would say like fully 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? What helped me heal? The Dettol and the bath salt, but everyone's different. But for me, I was just like in with that Dettol, in with that bath salt. So when I was bathing, but the thing is that when you heal, the stitches are itchy, so it's like but like down there. So yeah. And then someone asked, which products did you use to prevent or treat stretch marks? Again, I've mentioned this before. I use the One Natural oils, I use coconut oil, I use olive oil. I'm currently using Portia skin oil mixed with white Colgate. When I was home, I was using the oil from Pip. I forgot what it's called, but I was mixing it with methylated spirit as well as Colgate, like the white Colgate. My mom recommended that I use that. She said she saw it on Facebook somehow. So that's what I was using. But I'm still using the Colgate with whatever oil I incorporate, because I tend to buy a lot of oils even before the previous one is finished. Yes, I have stretch marks. Yes, I have discoloration. My stomach is black, as you will see in the clips to follow. I'm still trying to treat it. So yeah. How did you get your tummy snatched after giving birth? My stomach was not snatched after I gave birth. I still looked pregnant. Again, you will see on the clips that will follow. I don't know if I'll include them in this because this is so long, or I'll make them into a separate video. I still looked pregnant. Again, I was swollen. My stomach was hanging, for crying out loud. But when I got home, my mom was like, she was like, you must tie your stomach so tight to the point that it hurts, and when you take the belt off, there should be marks on your stomach. That's when you know that you're doing a good job. And you don't take the belt off, you sleep with it. During the day you have it on. Right now I have it on. At night I have it on. If I take it off, I take it off for 1 or 2 hours tops, but it's always on me. Or if I'm going to the shops and I'm wearing like a crop top or something, then it's not on me. But she's like, you should only stop tying your stomach after 3 months. So yeah, that's honestly what has helped. And you know, when you tie your stomach to the point where you feel like it hurts, that's when you are getting it right. Because I'm still using a belly band and it's so stretched and it's so loose to the point that I have to use a scarf over it. And I would say that thing tamed my stomach so much, because the thing that makes your stomach big is your uterus. It's not shrinking. So when you have something that's pressuring it to adding pressure against it, it definitely shrinks faster rather than if you just let it hang. How did you lose weight after pregnancy? Again, as I've mentioned, I haven't lost weight. I've only lost water weight. I'm currently 69 kgs. My aim is to get at 60. So I will be taking you on a journey with that. How are you dealing with the stretch marks? Did you tear? Yes, I did tear. How am I dealing with the stretch marks? I've just mentioned that. But they say that time heals, and for me, my biggest concern is that my stomach is black, like it's really dark, and I also have dark as well as light stretch marks. So we have a long way to go, like a long way to go. And then my other friend asked, when are you buying hair from me? I'm buying hair when you come back. She stays in China, she's living her best life. When you come back, because you haven't advertised anything. And then she's scared. Were you scared of doing the deed after birth? I waited, guys. I didn't just go back. I didn't just go back and be like, oh, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I waited for a full 6 weeks. And I would say I was scared a little bit, because I was just like, how is it gonna feel afterwards? Is it still gonna have that thing? You know what I'm talking about? I was definitely scared, and I was just anxious on how is it gonna feel, how is the intimacy gonna be different, because obviously it's different afterwards. So yeah, but also because you haven't had sex in so long. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. And then she said, how did you get back in shape? Did you change your diet? Did you use the Carol belly binder? Guys, I'm not in shape. Let's just discover that. I just know my ankles. I wouldn't say that I'm in shape. I still have excess fat, especially in my stomach, because my stomach was flat. But my clothes do fit me. But I would say that after you give birth, your hips get wide. Like, your hips go from being like this to like this, which is not a bad thing, because you like, especially if you exercise and whatever. But I'm not in shape. My hips are quite wide. Some of my trousers don't fit me because of how wide my hips are. And the thing I'm still struggling with is my lower abdomen. It will not go flat. So I think with that, I definitely need to combat it with a combination of diet, exercise, like use all the strategies I have to get it flat. So yeah, yes, I am still using the Carol belly band, but I'm so over it. Like, I'm so over it. I think I've mentioned this in the vlog somewhere that I'm looking to get a waist trainer, but I'm not sure which one to buy, because some waist trainers look good but they're not comfortable. So yeah, and so once I do get the waist trainer, I will use it until September, basically. I think though the key thing with getting your stomach down is literally waist training, because when I was at home, even though I'm using the belly band, I would basically say that I was waist training, because my mom would tie my stomach so tight. She's like, andiyazi lento sisakho sijengayo. She was like, sisakho soba ngathi yijeli xa sihamba. So yeah, I haven't lost the belly fat. I'm not sure which question I was on, because my camera decided to shut down. But basically she was asking, am I still using the Carol belly band? Yes, I am. Getting a waist trainer though, but I'm not sure which one to get, because some waist trainers look good but they're actually really uncomfortable. So I'm not sure which one to get, but I'm still looking and doing my research, because I want to get one that I'll be able to wear for like the next 3 or 4 months until September, because it's going to be winter, so no harm in wearing it throughout. And I think a waist trainer combined with exercise will do me wonders. And excuse me, my approach to exercise is not, and diet is not like it's not based on a crash diet, but more rather of a lifestyle shift. I think also after you give birth, you eat so much less, you know, because when I was pregnant I was eating so many things and I honestly didn't care. I was just like, this is the last time that I'll have an excuse to be like I'm eating for 2 type of thing. But as soon as you give birth, you significantly reduce the amount of food you eat. Your cravings subside, or at least they did for me. So yeah, I feel like I've been talking for quite a while. I'll begin inserting the videos that I've been taking here. If this is a long video, then I don't know. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've answered all your questions. Make sure that you thumbs up this video. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Follow me on my socials. I'm at Pilelechi, and let's continue. Okay, so I've just finished recording the video, and this is how I look. As you can see, the stomach is improving with regards to the color and how it looks, because it was quite dark. As you can see, we still have this part. We are rolling. We have this, the mere fact that I can hold it. But yeah, I think this tells you how dark it is, because this is my natural color, but this is how I look at the moment. So yeah, yes, I have stretch marks. As you can tell, I just took off my belt to show you. I have stretch marks, I have hyperpigmentation, but we are gonna work on this. But for now, let's start at the beginning. Guys, so today is the 18th of February. I thought I'd do a check-in. It's been 6 days post-birth, so I thought I'd show you how everything is progressing. The stomach is going down slowly but surely. It's not flat, but it's definitely way smaller than what it used to. Okay, so this is how it looks. Stretch marks still very much there. The stomach is also darker than the rest of my body. As you can see, I'm really light here and I'm really dark here, but it's progressing really well. So this is how big it is. So I'm happy with how fast it's going down, but these stretch marks, these are the ones that are just worrying me, that I was telling you guys about. But yeah, this is my 6-day check-in. 6 weeks postpartum. Not quite flat. Used to be like this. No, it's like, but we are getting there. Hey guys, so I thought I would check in with my belly situation. As you can see, it's still very dark, because this is my normal color, but look at how dark it is. So it's like this whole section like this is really dark, and the stretch marks, as you can see, are all here. We definitely have a long way to go. Paris is up. But yeah, that's my 6.5 weeks check up. I have to go now. Hey guys, so today is the 1st of April. So the 1st, the 2nd, it's the 2nd of April. It's Good Friday, and I thought I would try this again, because yesterday when I was trying to check in, Paris woke up, so I wanted to show you my progress. Very slow, but still progress. Firstly, this bra and these panties are from cotton on cotton body. They're very comfortable, so I really like that. And I just got out of the bath. I use Pusher M oil thing to moisturize my body, and sometimes I also use the one from Pep. I forgot what it's called, but all of you know it. So I'm just alternating between those two. My tummy is very, very dark. Even now, it's like this whole area, it's super dark. So I need to get something to lighten it. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking me. Oh, also this plaster thing is because I got my implant yesterday. I got my 6 weeks checkup and I got my implant because no one's trying to get pregnant again. Anyway, quite a few of you have been asking me about my snapback. I don't think I've snapped back quite yet. I have made some progress, but you know, baby steps. My biggest issue is the discoloration that I have on my stomach. It's like a whole band, as I've said. And yes, I have stretch marks, as I did show you. You can see I have the dark stretch marks and the light stretch marks. So I'm really trying to target that. This, however, is the marks that I'm getting from the belt because I wear my belly band day and night, and then on top of that I use a headscarf to make it super tight. So I'll put it on and I'll show you. So I've tilted the screen so that you can see properly. This is my belly band, the one that I got from Babies R Us. It's quite old now. I would say it's definitely worn out. So I put on an extra scarf on top because it's not that tight anymore, and I would say the scarf definitely helps, especially since I don't have my waist trainer yet. I am looking at buying a waist trainer because I have now graduated out of this. But when you are after you give birth, you're supposed to use a belly band, not a waist trainer, because the waist trainer will hurt you. But I have quite healed a bit. So yeah, you have to cinch in the scarf as tight as you possibly can make it. So I think I also mentioned that I haven't started working out, so we are still gonna get started on that, but I just wanted to document my progress as I go.